Okay, let's do a quick sound check before we begin. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Hello and welcome to The Sweet Connection. I'm your host, Kat. Is with me today again. Here's my co-host. It's Adam Harris. Adam, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
He's back, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually still waiting for my payment to hit my account from the last show. That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. I think that was an accounting error.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Was it weird listening to yourself on iTunes?
Yeah, it was a little bit odd.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because now you share a platform with like Kanye West and like the real big dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one big family now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You and Kanye are basically brothers now, aren't you?
Yeah, I think
brothers in arms.
Showbiz. I understand
this crazy business we call show.
Yeah, I understand him on a sort of deeper level now, I think.
Yeah.
Because you don't know until you really
experience those highs.
Yeah.
And those lows.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. He's a strange man, isn't he, Kanye West?
Yeah, I mean,
is he a genius or is he just a sociopath, or is he both?
Probably a bit of both.
Probably a bit of both.
I think
bit from column A, bit from column B.
Yeah, I think the recent stuff with the whole Donald Trump sort of endorsement is probably the most confusing thing I've seen from him, because that's not necessarily. I mean, obviously he's trying to be provocative. It's hard to really tell if he's doing it as genuinely as some sort of statement, or if he's.
I don't know if he is though. I'm not entirely sure that's genuine. I think he just wants the attention.
Yeah, but to go as far as having a meeting with him.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah,
that was weird. That's like Black Mirror.
A meeting in the White House. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like fucking Black Mirror. Kanye West meeting President Trump. How have we got to the point? 5 years ago, if you had said Kanye West is going to meet President Donald Trump, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
In the White House.
In the White House. And now we've literally just seen it.
Yeah, it's quite bizarre.
It's quite sad in a way, isn't it? Right, a quick update. We have hit 250 downloads in total. That's a little milestone, isn't it?
That's good, yeah.
Next will be 500, then after that will be 1,000.
Yeah,
so we had some more downloads in Sweden. So again, if you are listening from Sweden, please email in, because we like to know what's gone wrong with your life to the point where you're listening to us talk. So that is the sweetconnection@outlook.com if you want to email in, because I'm honestly I've got no idea.
Well, what do you like about it, really?
Yeah. Please email in. Right. I've got a list here, right, of some game shows. Okay.
Yeah.
How are you with game shows?
Probably a little bit rusty. I mean, I know a lot, but it's mainly come from just you're watching like Challenge back in the day.
Oh, Challenge, yes, just for hours and hours.
Hours
and hours of Bullseye.
And just
no, what was it, Bullseye? No,
those golden balls. There was Bullseye.
What was the one with the darts?
I think that was Bullseye.
That was Bullseye.
That was Bullseye. Yeah.
That was a weird show, wasn't
it?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I have got a list of them. Right. Let's talk about some game shows. So first one, obviously the best game show, is Deal or No Deal.
Yeah. No.
That only recently stopped.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, that is prime.
It only stopped in like 2015
prime
or something.
Daytime television. I mean,
yeah, that was like after school. You'd like walk in about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Channel 4, Noel Edwards.
Yeah.
Opening boxes for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's.
How did they string that concept out to the point where you can have a whole show, 45 minutes of just opening boxes?
Yeah, but there's no. I mean, there is. It's risk and reward. So there's judgment, but not actually any skill at all. You're not answering questions.
Zero skill.
It's just it's a question of is it worth the risk? That's literally it. So it's yeah, I don't know. Actually, that's a good question, because pitching that as an idea, you think, well,
who's going to watch that?
That's like maybe 10 minutes.
And yet people did. Yeah. I watched it for quite a while, and I'm not entirely sure why. No. What I thought was a bit weird was that some people would like walk in with like a system, like they'll pick numbers in a certain order that they've preordained, as if that makes a difference.
That makes no sense.
As if it makes any sort of difference to actual shows. Okay, so first I'll pick 19, then I want to -7 because that's my son's birthday, times to the power of 3. equals 18, and that's my next number. They'll walk in with that, and you're like, it doesn't really make much difference because again, it's just what your box has.
Yeah.
Okay. Although your old form teacher was on that show, wasn't it?
Yeah, my old teacher from school. I'm sure it's the.
Show us a video. Yeah.
The video.
She won some money, didn't she?
30-something grand, I believe.
That's not bad, is it?
That's not bad cause for opening some boxes.
That isn't bad for opening boxes.
I mean you're not answering questions. I mean, like
for most game shows, you have to earn that money.
What's the jackpot for Pointless? Because that's not that much. That's not 30 grand.
Definitely not. No, I mean,
and that's a tough show.
That's a really tough show to
win.
The
final round is tough.
Yeah, just like getting to the point.
Yeah.
That you really have to earn your money on that.
Yeah.
And you might end up winning like 3 or 4 grand.
Maybe.
If that.
Maybe. It's normally about £1,000, I swear.
That is not worth £1,000.
£1 to 2 grand.
That is not worth £1,000. Whereas this one, you can just turn up on the day. You got a 1 in 22 chance of having the top jackpot of £250,000.
Yeah.
And you just that is a day's work, isn't it?
Yep.
How did that last? 12 years.
I don't know.
No one knows. Okay, this is what I want. Golden balls.
Yeah, no, that's got a fantastic concept to it.
That's good. I'm quite surprised that's not still on because that actually, I think, is a good idea.
Yeah, well, that is.
I mean, like
that's some primal stuff. That is like a window,
like a sort of
into like
fight or flight,
primal human
fight
psychology.
or flight.
Okay, are you going to?
How does it work again? All right, okay, because the first few rounds are different, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did the first few rounds work? Because
I can't remember. I
can picture balls in like tubes.
Yeah.
Were there balls in tubes?
There were balls in tubes. I think, but essentially, you get to the end point where basically it's you and whoever else is playing.
Yeah.
Right. And it's you either split what you've made, or you steal.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But if both people,
you both have to agree to split it.
Yeah.
And they have a little chat beforehand, don't they?
Yeah.
They say, okay, let's split this. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then they get to pick whether they want to steal or split.
And if both people pick split, then they split. They split.
Yeah.
If one person picks steal and the other person picks split, the one who picks steal keeps all the
gets
money.
all the money.
If they both pick steal,
no one gets any money.
Now,
right.
I was thinking about this the other day. Well, not the other day, but I was discussing it with someone like not that long ago, and I basically said the only logical answer is steal.
Yeah.
You have to choose steal.
Exactly.
It is pointless choosing split.
No. Because you're just sort of setting yourself up to be absolutely snaked.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
If you choose steal, you are guaranteed to be in control of what happens
of the situation,
next.
right?
Even if
you live or die by your own sword, don't you?
Because if the other guys pick steal, it doesn't matter what you choose anyway.
No. Yeah. Yes.
Doesn't matter what you choose anyway. So
ergo, do not pick split.
No, because
you will be snaked.
I would because if you both pick steal, and then no one gets any money, you can just laugh about it. It's like you tried to do what
you did,
I see.
And you shake hands,
and then everyone said, well, and we both tried.
We're both terrible people.
Yeah. Whereas if you split and the other guy steals, now
he's mugged you off.
If me and the other guy both choose steal and the money goes, I would not lose sleep over that.
No.
Because you can't.
You both smile at each other,
exactly.
And you go,
there's
nothing
you could do anyway because he's picked
steal. I said
steal.
some things, all right, and obviously I had no intention
Maybe
whatsoever of doing it.
that I would.
Yeah, I swore on my grandmother's life.
But if I went for split and the other guy went for steal, I would lose sleep over that. Because
that would drive you mental.
You've been knocked off,
especially if it's a big jackpot. If it's like 100 grand, and there were 100
I'd rather
grand
we both
jackpots.
get nothing as opposed to he
absolutely.
Yeah, you got to pick steal.
That would mess you up. Yeah,
you got to pick steal.
Yeah. I saw quite a few snakings on there. Yeah, so basically it was this old man and this like young woman, right?
Yeah.
And the jackpot, it was over £100,000. They had absolutely nailed it to the point where they had won like 98% of all the money they could have possibly won on the show, right? And like he gave this like this heartfelt speech to her about how about how like 50 grand could change his like the grandkid's life for good, right? He can take them to Australia to see their parents or whatever, right? And it's long, and and she's just like, oh, that's really beautiful, And she split,
and he
stole.
Well, it doesn't.
And the whole audience wanted to lynch him, but they couldn't because that's illegal.
Well, the thing is, like, if you really supposing you're on the show and you've got some little old lady opposite you or something, and you've just mugged her right off, right?
Yeah.
And you've stolen the money, and you convinced her to split it, and you've stolen it all, and you feel terrible. You can always give her some. You can always give her half after the show if you want.
Would you though?
Well, no, but what I'm saying is,
I'm sure after you like leave the studio, you'll be like, actually, I kind of want. I've played that really well.
Yeah,
but I would never see her again.
But the thing is, if you've really had that moral desire to, you could after the fact. But you know, I would refuse to be mugged off on TV like that.
Correct.
I'd rather be the bad guy than be that guy who could have had. We, like I said, if they pick steal, then you got to bank on them picking steal.
Yeah.
Because there's not, and at that point, there's nothing you can do anyway. So you might as well fuck them up as well and say, well, if I can't have it,
you ain't having it either.
That's
like that is a basic like human trait.
That's what I'm saying.
Saying like, I will burn this pile of food just to stop you from getting it.
I would rather not. I would rather lose just so you could not win. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that is a real human thing.
Yeah,
and that's probably why we are going to end up killing ourselves and our entire planet.
Yeah.
Anyway, next show, Countdown.
I do like
Countdown. Do you? I
Yes,
don't like
do.
Countdown at all. Countdown I think is a
Countdown.
bit dull. I mean, it is a real piece of British history, isn't it?
Yeah.
Countdown. It's been going for like
Carol Vorderman.
Going for like 40 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it a bit dull?
Yeah, I mean, I used to watch it. It just used to be on when I got in from school, and I just watch it. And it's one of those things that you didn't really like at first, but you
get into it
without even really meaning to. You keep tuning in.
Yeah,
and then you just suddenly all of a sudden
day.
You're into it,
and it's always on. I mean, it is always on. Like it doesn't take like breaks or anything. It's just always on at that certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty hard though, isn't it? Countdown.
Yeah, it's tough.
Who do you prefer, Carol Vorderman or Rachel Riley?
Oh,
one's got MILF appeal, and one is just an absolute worldie, like an absolute like 10 out of 10. Rachel Riley, is she not?
I think
she's a bit smug though. Actually, now that I think about it, Rachel Riley.
Yeah, I can't really make too many comments on her character. I would say that I mean, the torch was successfully passed. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, true, very true.
That's all I'll say.
There's Susie Dent. She's a bit boring, isn't she?
Which one's Susie Dent?
She's the one in Dictionary Corner.
Oh yeah, Susie Dent.
And
I mean, it's necessary.
She has written like 15 books about words and linguistics and stuff.
It's not really my thing.
Like, how many books can you write about words though? Like 15? That seems about 14 too many, really. Doesn't it? It's just like I can't see you coming up with 14 more in like a sequel series about words.
No,
I just can't. But like, obviously there is because she's done it.
I guess you'll have to read them.
That's not going to happen
for the next episode.
Yeah, it's like a massive book report, a 50-minute book report of me monologuing about her 15 volumes of books.
Yeah,
make it happen. It's what Sweden wants out of it, right? This is what our Swedish listeners want. Okay, how about a new game show called Naked Attraction? Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it. I don't know.
Shall I explain?
I don't know anything about it. Yeah.
Basically, okay. So there is one person who is like, it's like their turn, right? And they've got like 3 members of the opposite sex. But okay, basically, right? These sort of 3 people, right? They've got like a door in front of them that is split into 3 sections.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got like sort of groin level, midriff, head. Okay. And then the first person will choose which doors they want open on all of those 3 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Usually they start with the groin. So, so she'll say, okay, I want door number 3 for all of these open, and then they just swing open, and you see a fully frontal naked man, not censored out.
Really?
Yeah. You see absolutely everything in zoomed up detail.
Lovely.
And it cuts to each of them, so you just see like 3 sets of penises, one after the other. And you know how like it's like a sort of studio lighting system.
Yeah.
And the angles they tend to stand do not flatter themselves.
I see.
So there's really like bits of flesh in not particularly nice positions. It's not very appealing, and then her first person will then rate all of those people based on their genitals,
on their dongs,
yeah, and then they'll then like move up and up and up and up, and it's really. I mean, like it really is like completely unfiltered.
Yeah.
You just see dongs and girl dongs and just breasts and stuff, and it's quite off-put. I mean, like, but it's almost quite hypnotizing as well.
Yeah.
And if it's like sort of three guys, there'll be one person with like a mid-sized dong, one with a small, and there's usually one guy who they've obviously picked because he's absolutely packing. He's like 7 inches flaccid,
Boy.
and it's just like bloody hell. And then like the entire audience just goes nice,
yeah.
and
This is why we came.
this is why they do it.
This is why I'm here.
And then she'll then pick one person based upon like all the areas.
Yeah.
And then I think that the actual person gets naked as well. And they both like stand there completely naked in front of the host and the audience and basically sort of look up and down at each other. And then they hold hands and then they walk off stage.
To bang.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's about as uncomfortable as it sounds.
Christ. I think I might give that one a miss. I mean, I'm curious.
It's certainly not one to watch if you're eating breakfast, because seeing like an on-cot dong would really put you off your bacon and sausages. What have I got here? Okay, how about The Chase?
That's a great show.
I like The Chase. I really like The Chase.
I think I like it.
Do you want to explain how The Chase works?
Yeah, well, you've got your contestants basically.
There's 4 contestants.
Four contestants per show, and basically the best thing about The Chase is the chasers, who are effectively they're the quiz masters.
Correct. They are very, very intelligent people, and they're known for their like quiz ability.
Yeah. So basically, the contestants will answer a series of questions they'll answer as many questions as they can in a minute, and that will decide how much money they are effectively playing for.
Yes, correct.
Now, normally, then they will go up against the chaser, and I think it's over 6 questions.
Yeah,
6 questions, and normally they will start one whole question in front of the chaser.
Yes.
So basically, the chaser has to answer questions correctly, and the contestant has to answer questions wrong, and then the chaser gains a square on.
It's the same questions, isn't it?
Yeah, same questions.
So they ask a question, and then the person playing has to answer it, and also her chaser will also submit their answer. And if the person gets it right, they then move one step towards safety. If they get it wrong, then the chaser can then potentially catch up and then knock them out of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, now each chaser has their own nickname, don't they?
And this is the best part of the show.
The best part, okay. So the first guy is called The Beast.
The Beast.
He's massive. He's 6'7".
Yeah.
And he used to play rugby.
And he's married to his second cousin.
I'm pretty sure that you have told me about this.
At first I thought it was his actual cousin, but it's not.
Second cousins is fine, right? You can marry your second cousin, probably.
You probably could. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't even know my second cousin.
Exactly. You have the Dark Destroyer,
which is maybe slightly racist,
unless
he came up with it
a black
himself.
Man. I think he probably did, but I am always a bit uncomfortable saying the words "the Dark Destroyer" to an elderly black man. But that's his name. He picked it. There's the Governess.
Oh yeah.
Who's she almost looks like the teacher from Matilda.
Yeah, she's like that stern headmistress.
Yeah. Miss Trunchbull, I think her name was. Yeah. She's exactly that.
And she's quite scary, actually.
She's very scary.
And then there's the...
Who's the Indian guy who you've got that great story about? I can't remember his name.
What's his name? Oh,
I'll search for it. Okay,
there's another good, yeah.
I'll search for it while you tell the story.
I can't remember the story. I just remember that I saw this thing about this sort of post went viral. Because obviously they're at that level of celebrity where they can do club appearance nights.
Yes.
Where like you go to like a university campus and they'll have... the Beast or whatever. Anyway, there was just pictures of him absolutely annihilated at this event. Just completely off his face, and he ended up at like some sort of after party in some sort of freshers.
It's called the Cinnamon.
The Cinnamon.
The Cinnamon, because his last name is Sin, because he's Indian. Anyway.
Yeah.
And he was really drunk. Yeah.
He was absolutely. Yeah.
He was absolutely.
The pictures are just great because he just that was one of the most British things I've seen. And
didn't he end up in a kebab shop?
Yeah.
And they started to play the chase in the kebab shop at 4 in the morning. So these bunch of students got pissed in a nightclub with the star of the TV show The Chase, and then they went into a kebab shop, and then everyone just started playing The Chase. That's a really special moment.
Yeah,
I don't think you can really top that in life.
That's very British, isn't it? Really. Like,
yeah. So it is a show that I generally only watch when I'm sort of drinking.
Yeah,
which is probably why I like
quite
it.
Funny.
It is a good show to have on whilst you're having drinks around your friend's house. Okay, because you'll join in, you'll like shout out the answers and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a lot easier when you're not at the studio.
Yeah.
But it is a really good show. I've got a very, very new show called The Circle. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
You've heard of it? Okay.
Yeah.
I will explain this. Basically, there's 8 people, right? 8 people in 8 flats, okay? Now, for 3 weeks, they do not leave the flats.
Okay.
Right? Don't leave the flats at all. And they have like a sort of social media thing called The Circle, which is basically like Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they make a bio on there. They choose their own pictures, and they can set up like chats and group chats with the other, the people in the flats. Okay,
yeah.
only through this like sort of social media platform.
Yeah.
And of course, like with actual social media, you don't have to be who you say you are. You can do a catfish where you can sort of say that you're somebody else.
Yeah.
And then they have to basically sort of like rate each other at the end of the day, and the person who gets rated the lowest loses, and then there's blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that sounds like a really bad idea for a show, and I was a bit confused when I first watched it, but now I am well on board. It really is good.
Oh, really?
Would fully recommend watching it. There's a guy called Kate, and I said that there's a guy called Kate because he uses his girlfriend's pictures to pretend to be a girl.
For what purpose? Just to fuck with them, or?
I think it's just to sort of fuck with them. I mean, like, there isn't a real benefit to actually saying that you're not yourself in the show. I just think it's a thing some people just choose to do. Yeah. And he chose to use his girlfriend's pictures. So his name was Kate, even though his name was like Alex. He was a really good catfish, and he won the show. He won 75 grand.
Oh, I see. Oh, so that's why you'd do it.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
If you can.
And he was amazing. So he had like an entire file about this person that he had basically created, because it was his girlfriend's photos, but it isn't her name, and it was like this whole new character that he had created, and he had written like a biography of her, and wow. and like he had like made notes with his girlfriend about like things girls do, like makeup and hair and that sort of thing, and he'd really put a lot of time and effort into this.
He won 75 grand, so
and he fucked like everyone up, and it was amazing. But he got close with this big old black guy called Dan, who was actually himself, and he was a bit of a beast, to be honest. He's an absolute monster. And after the show had finished, they then get to meet the like final 4 people, and there was him and this big black guy, and they meet face to face.
Yeah.
Now this is after 3 weeks of getting like quite close friends, and he walks in and says, "I'm Kate," and this guy is pissed off. He's really, really furious, and he has to sit down with him at like sort of dinner, whilst this guy is just staring daggers at him, because like he had obviously fancied her as well, because like she was quite nice looking, and he'd obviously like pictured this in his mind for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he was fucking fuming.
Wow.
And it was quite funny. Because obviously he'd been picturing in his mind, after this like show, I'm going to get with her.
Yeah.
And have this like skinny little white boy walk in and be like, "I'm the girl who, is in your wank bank. Yeah. It's actually me." That was good. There was a girl who was like 24. And for some reason, she wanted to say she was like a 66-year-old man.
Why? I mean, pretending to be an attractive girl, I see that, because you can really use that as like to mess with the other people, as leverage sort of thing. But to pretend to be an old man whose like photo was him smoking a pipe, and she was a very bad catfish, because she hadn't planned
for this at all. So when someone asked her, what was your era like growing up?
She didn't have a
She
clue.
had no fucked. She was completely fucked. And then when someone who was pretty suspicious of her being a catfish was like, okay, so what like sort of music did you listen to growing up?
And she didn't have
no fucking idea. And she got found out quite quickly. So like it sort of shows that you have to be quite dedicated to this to do it. And like if you half-ass it, then you will get discovered quite quickly. Anyway, there's this guy who went on there who's called Ryan Gooding. Have you heard of Ryan Gooding before?
No, I haven't.
He is actually quite local to Felixstowe. He lives in Trimley. And he is a psychic medium.
Oh.
Okay, now you'd think, being a psychic,
you might be able to tell who was a catfish and who wasn't, right?
Now, he first got on the show, he made 5 predictions, 4 of which were wrong. Because he thought that the girl saying that she was like a 65-year-old man was like, you know, his like spirit guide told her that he was a very genuine person. Which obviously he was a she and was 40 years younger. So, yeah, this show did not do well. Sorry?
His business is probably suffering now.
I'm not sure though, because like his like sort of business base are clearly fucking morons. So I don't think it's make much difference. And like he got like one thing right.
Yeah.
And that's probably all they're going to focus about.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was shit on it. Yeah. But also he said something on the show that I took a screenshot of because I thought it was quite funny. I think that they were talking about what's the weirdest place they've had sex. And he said that his friend had sex under the pier in Felixstowe 2 nights in a row.
under the
pier.
But twice in a row.
Twice in a row.
Like, I'm sure that's
So she came back for seconds.
I'm sure that's happened in because, you know, it's secluded.
Yeah.
Got nowhere else to go.
You know, it's romantic.
Look, I wouldn't myself, personally.
No.
But you could.
And she went there 2 nights in a row. So she had sex with this man, and then they said, actually, that was pretty good. Shall we put a date in our diary?
Usual spot, yeah.
I'll see you again same time tomorrow.
If anyone doesn't know about the pier at Felixstowe, it's not exactly I wouldn't call it a romantic spot.
No, there are quite a lot of used needles there, I think.
Probably.
Which is actually quite a dangerous place to have sex.
Yeah, I mean, you could...
Because it is a bit of a dodgy place under the pier.
Yeah.
It isn't the sort of place you would want to bring like a lady back.
Yeah.
I would suggest that if you're the sort of girl who has sex under the pier, then you probably aren't the sort of girl who he'd want to bring back to show his family.
And vice versa.
And definitely vice versa. So that was weird. But also, this guy called Ryan Gooding. Now, I sort of knew who he was before he went on the show, which is why I was interested, because I fucking hate him. Because I really hate psychics.
Yeah, they exploit people, don't they?
This is very correct. So he is like my nemesis, right? So, you know, if the show ever gets big, I will use our audience to wage a war on this guy, and I will end his career. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate psychics. Right? They are complete and utter bullshit, and everything they do.
But they know it's bullshit as well.
That's the thing, though. Cause
they know it's bullshit.
Because
they still do it.
Either they genuinely think they have psychic powers, or more likely, if they're doing it professionally, they clearly know they haven't got psychic powers, because that's why they use all of their tips and tricks and stuff. And like, you could probably do quite a decent psychic tour with the bare minimal training, because now with like the internet and Facebook, so you will order tickets to my psychic show, right? So you so you buy tickets online. I've got your name. I've got where you live. Okay. I can very easily look you up on Facebook. I could literally drive to your house and know what colour your house and your front door is. Yeah. That would be incredibly easy. And I'll know exactly who's going to be there. I can look on your Facebook page to see if you've got any siblings, see if you've got any kids, to then use in this. Then at the show I can be like, okay, is there an Adam Harris here? And you'll go, yeah, it's me. It's like I get the sense that you are a very sloppy man.
Wait a minute.
You'd be like, wow, God, he's good.
This guy's good.
I get the sense that you enjoy the odd beverage, the odd alcoholic beverage. Ooh, yeah. I'm seeing a C. I'm seeing an R. I'm seeing an A. I'm saying the word carling. Anyway, I will destroy him. One day I will destroy him. So watch out, Ryan Gooding. You have been warned.
And that's a podcast promise.
That's a podcast promise, right? Right, what's I've got here? Right. Shall we talk, Adam? Shall we solve Brexit?
Solve Brexit.
Shall we solve Brexit? Okay, we have about 20 minutes left. Shall we just solve Brexit, okay?
just
solve Brexit, and then we'll send this to Theresa May, and this can be her new plan. All right. Brexit's going on, isn't it, at the moment?
Yep.
It's a bit of a shit show at the moment, isn't it? Because we've got until March next year, which is quite close. Yeah, some would say it's 5 months away.
Yeah. And I saw in the paper today, she said, or she's expected to announce that it's effectively 95% done, negotiation-wise. Right. There's a few little things today. I can't remember what it was. It was something about some sort of...
That's her
some
saying
sort of divorce.
that,
some sort of divorce rights they were working out, and then something else, and then something else, and then effectively they're saying, "Oh, it's getting close to being done."
Okay, but surely she would say that, because so far the EU have not really wanted to negotiate, which I understand, but it's also quite bad. All right, now I personally voted to stay.
Yeah, same.
But God knows, in the past 2 years, you've really seen a different side to the EU. They do not like the fact that like, we are leaving.
No.
And they do not give a fuck if we do not reach a deal.
No,
which I think is bad.
That was always
going to happen. But
that was the problem at the beginning.
But they've lost like the fucking moral high ground.
Yeah, well, at the beginning, that's what people said. It's like, well, they're never going to offer us, quote unquote, a favourable deal.
Because why would they? Because then every fucker will leave.
Exactly. If we go out and do well, then next thing you know.
Greece, who really hate the sort of EU Greece. They really hate them.
Yeah.
And there is like a sort of growing movement in Greece, like a far right movement.
That's growing. There's one in France, wasn't there? With Le Pen.
Le Pen, yeah.
There was one in Austria, I believe, and there was in Germany. There's an increasing amount as well.
There is. So I would not be surprised if some other countries left. I think Greece is probably one of the favourites to leave.
Yeah.
Now, it would be probably bad for our country if we just left with no deal. Isn't it? But also, I do quite like the idea of us just walking out and then just like not paying anything that we owe. I did kind of like the idea of just saying, well, we tried, but I'm not paying this money that you paid me.
Yeah.
I'm not paying it back. That's your problem.
Yeah.
So, even though that'd be quite bad, I think it'd be quite banterous if we just said, well...
Maybe that's how we should dictate more of our policies. How banterous.
How banterous, maybe. I think after about like a year of like that being like a policy would just be like a Mad Max style. just driving around in like a giant car with chainsaws.
Like, honey, I'm just popping out to the bullet farm. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Be back in 3 days.
In like a gimp mask. And with like a sawn-off shotgun. Be like, well, there we are.
Well,
it was worth it. Just for the banter.
We never really saw this coming with Brexit.
No, we didn't. I mean, but we really should have done. Yeah. You should never get banter involved in politics. All right.
No.
That's what I've got here. Shall we do a little segment I like to call Catter's Comment Corner?
Catter's Comic Corner?
Comment Corner.
Comment Corner.
Have you not seen this show before, Adam?
No,
Jesus.
Sorry.
Let's pause while I edit in the theme tune.
Go.
90 degrees, that's a corner. Attack settee, that's a corner. Your enemy, that's a corner. Catter's Comment Corner. That's the real corner.
Anyway, let's have a look what some comments that I found on the interweb this week. Right, okay. I went on one of the Lad Bible type pages.
Yep.
And I saw some of the best comments left on the pornographic website Pornhub.
That is a gold mine.
That's an absolute gold mine. So on one of these videos, which I personally did not see.
Okay, yeah, no.
This guy called Her Chicken Scripts, he says, that grill probably gives this home a nice bump in value. Probably does. But then someone then goes back to him, this person called Lisa Baby, and she says, I can fit six hot dogs in my pussy.
And that is very relevant.
That is very relevant.
It's a very relevant comment.
This is a conversation about a grill.
I mean, I guess maybe you make hot dogs on the grill, and that is the connection that she has made, and therefore deem this comment
worthy.
Relevant enough.
I'm not sure. I think she just can't wait to tell people that she can fit 6 hot dogs in her pussy. I think she says that comment on a lot of things, really.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got 3 comments here from a guy called Limerick Larry.
Limerick Larry.
And
he sounds like a guy who'd be lurking around the comment section of Pornhub, doesn't he?
He likes to leave some poems on some of these videos, which I will read out to you.
That's not really normal, is it?
It isn't normal, but let's wait to see what he can offer the world.
I might be pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Pornhub is the best site to fap on if you want to see chicks with a strap on. When I get the bone, I reach for my phone because it's got this great Pornhub app on. Fap on and strap on. That is a really good rhyme, isn't it?
The Pornhub has an app.
Presumably.
You
know it's got an app.
No,
Adam. Don't play innocent here, Adam, right? You've got it saved to your homepage, haven't you? Like emails, internet, Pornhub. like very clearly there.
Yeah. Just no effort to hide it.
No effort to try it.
Just right on the front page. Yeah. Not even in a folder. It's just
Send notifications. All right. He also says having sex with bondage and leather is just not my sort of endeavour. If you ask me to shag with a whip and a gag, I'd answer not now and not ever. That's actually quite sweet.
He's actually, I mean, to be fair, he is quite lyrical, isn't he?
Yeah, very lyrical. There's a last one. There once was a young lady named Doya, and porn sites were her employer. If I had a shot with a girl half as hot, believe me, I would destroy her. I think this is like a certain level of like creativity.
Yeah, because I can't.
Which is frankly lacking in most comments.
I can't work out if he's doing it for like obviously a laugh to be noticed, or if he is really, if this is like genuine from the heart kind of stuff, or if he's just a creepy dude called Larry who just likes to write porn poetry, or if he's
it's just both. Maybe both.
Maybe it's all of it.
Who knows?
Yeah. Larry, if you
if you are listening, Larry, please write us a nice sweet connection. Limerick, please, all right?
Please.
As graphic as you can.
Yeah.
All right? There can be anything going anywhere, mate. Okay, now this is not a porn comment, but it is sort of sexual. This was posted on the Her Lad Bible, and it's from some person called Maureen Jenkins.
Okay.
Okay, now that sounds like quite an old name.
That sounds like someone who has a picture of like...
Oh, go on, guess. Yeah, go on.
As their profile, Maureen Jenkins, a picture of like, like one of those selfies that middle-aged ladies take, or it's sort of like it's a bit awkward. It's kind of like that.
It's at like a weird angle. It's
like that.
It's
angle,
like almost like it's like the phone is like on her stomach.
Yeah,
and she's like looking down. Yeah, and like the chins, and there's like 4 chins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, it is a photo of her in a scooter, which she looks very nice. Anyway, she says, "What has happened to the world? Before my husband died, me and Roy would pound away for hours in a hotel bedroom and then have breakfast in bed surrounded by pools of his jizz."
No.
That's got 1,500 likes.
but she's telling that story. Why? What has happened to the world is what she's saying.
Correct. Oh yeah, yeah.
So she saw like.
So the article that she has put this on is about some hotel taking down a sexist ad.
Oh, I see.
Showing her couple having breakfast in bed, and she's saying that isn't sexist because her and her good old husband Roy,
back in the good old days,
would pound away for hours.
And pools. I mean, not
stains.
Have
breakfast in bed by pool. Yeah.
No, I mean not just a little bit. A pool.
A pool would suggest that it's actually too much to actually like dry.
Yeah, it's just there.
That it's fallen in like a sort of her crevice in the bed where it has sort of pulled together
like a reservoir.
Yeah, like a reservoir, like a little rivers, just like all like flowing down into this one Lake Superior of jizz.
I mean,
and and then they're quite happy just to not clean it up.
It's just there.
Just order room service to the bed, presumably. So the waiter comes in.
Literal pools.
So the waiter comes in, obviously clocks the several pools of jizz.
I mean, because you know they're
because you can't help but
because
see
they're full on pools.
Yeah, they're full on pools.
There's no hiding it.
Full on paddling pools.
Yeah.
Of jizz. And then serves them their fucking croissants or whatever.
And it's like, thank you very much. And
thank you very much.
And there you go.
And then he leaves, and then he just hears the sounds of the bed spring squeaking again.
Yeah. For another few hours.
For another few hours, yeah.
Man, Roy, what a stallion.
What an absolute stud.
Pools of jizz. You know, that's imagery.
That is imagery. And also, I'm not entirely sure what age they were when they were doing this as well. Because, like, if he is, like, as old as she is, and I know they're, like, 65 at the time, fair play to him for going for hours, because that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's far more than personally I could cope with. After about 10 minutes, Jesus. All this work for surprisingly little outcome. And there's not even any pools of my jizz. Wouldn't recommend.
No.
Well, that's the end of Catter's Comment Corner.
Yep.
That's why we only do that once every other episode. What else I've got here? Did you see Usain Bolt score his 2 goals for his football?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, the Central Coast Mariners.
Yeah.
Mariners. So
Yeah.
they were sloppy.
They were pretty sloppy.
Well, the first one was alright. I mean, the first one, he obviously
it was a header, wasn't it?
No. The first one. No, the first one was a left-footed finish from the edge of the area, and he hit it, and the keeper should have saved it. I mean, he hit it low and hard, but he showed like a decent level of like awareness. He made the run, and he got picked out, and he took it early, and
he's certainly
and
fast enough just to cause all sorts of
yeah,
problems.
I mean, he looks like an absolute.
He's not that like. I heard he wasn't actually that good at football.
No, he's not. He's just Usain Bolt. So a small club like anyone in the Australian league, if you get Usain Bolt there, I mean, that's going to generate a lot of interest, isn't it?
It's very true. It's very true.
I mean, he just looks like an absolute, a behemoth on the pitch because he's big. I mean, he's 6 foot.
6'5".
6'5". That's tall for a footballer.
That's very tall for a footballer. And he's quite like he's quite like sort of stockily built.
Oh,
as well.
he's a strong guy.
He's like sort of 95 kilograms.
Yeah. So I mean, he's just like he was just when he's like next to the little Australian fullback,
little 5'7".
Yeah,
Australian
fullback. He just looks
no
like he just looks so much more athletic and so much just like
yeah.
But he's not that great at football. But he just looks like an absolute like tank in comparison.
Yeah, like his like sort of physical stats just far outweigh any skill he has on the ball. But like, surely if he was that bad at football, you would put him at like centre back because you don't have to be like that skillful to make like a solid tackle. As much,
no,
but like,
I think,
but like then, like, what striker
really
could like outrun him? No one. He could outrun and outmuscle literally almost anyone on the pitch.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't really matter if you can't kick a ball straight because then you just win the ball past it to someone else.
I think playing in defence is just as much. You have to understand the game on such a mental level and like whatever. But if you make it a mistake, which is likely to happen, then you're probably in quite big trouble. Whereas if you make some mistake up the other end, then it's fine. And also he wants to play up front. And like I said, he probably can play where he wants really because he's probably
he is far bigger than the team, isn't he?
Yeah, he really. I mean, he is probably one of the greatest athletes of all time in any sport. Is. I mean, the dominance he had was.
He won the triple, didn't he?
Not technically, because one of his relay medals was taken away.
That's correct. Although he did at the time win 3 gold medals in 3 consecutive Olympics, even though one.
As far as Usain Bolt's concerned, he won the treble. Yeah, realistically,
he did though personally himself because he was like the main focus in that relay race. Wasn't
and I mean, that's never been. You're not going to see that for a while.
But now is he better than someone like Michael Phelps, who has got like 27 gold medals?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily comparable swimming and sprinting because
he competes in like 8 events every Olympics
and a lot of relays. There's so many more things you can compete in swimming.
That's correct.
Usain Bolt, every single event he has been in, he has dominated. He's only won gold medals.
Yes.
Phelps has a few bronzes. He's got a few silvers. Not taking anything away from him, but I think Bolt literally dominated his sport as much as you can possibly dominate.
Yes.
World records at consecutive Olympics. gold medals. I mean, literally, he was.
It's more popular as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Track and field than. Yeah, obviously. Then
not saying Michael Phelps isn't obviously one of the greatest.
Because he is also just designed to swim, isn't he?
Yeah.
Have you seen it when like he bends his arms in that like
huge,
pose, and like his lats
are just ridiculous.
His lats are like fucking Brock Lesnar's traps.
Just like
now we're back on traps again.
Now we're just building the perfect man here. Like.
Yeah. Okay. So you want the traps of Lesnar. You want. Obviously, sort of Mike Tyson's neck.
Eddie Hall's gut. Eddie Hall's gut.
Michael Phelps' lats. Whose legs do you want? Usain Bolt's legs?
It depends. It depends.
Could his
what
legs
kind of
carry Eddie Hall's gut?
It depends what kind of fitness we're going for here.
Let's go like.
That would look a bit weird.
You know what? No. You want Chris Hoy's legs?
Oh no! You want you remember that guy Robert Fosterman? Do you remember him?
Fosterman? No.
The German cyclist. Oh my God, Robert Fosterman. I think he actually does some sort of amateur bodybuilding, but he is a track cyclist, and his legs are obscene. I mean, obscene. They are. I'll find a good picture.
Adam, showing us a picture.
I'll find a good picture for you. I mean, this guy is packing just quad, and he's an
hell.
He's an Olympic athlete, so you know there's no steroids.
Just come off.
Oh bollocks! Well,
I saw a flash of it.
Yeah, flash.
It's like.
Yeah.
Those legs were nearly 2 feet wide.
Yeah, give it a quick Google.
Sorry. So what's his name?
Robert Fosterman. He's a German track cyclist, and he is just his quads are insane. I mean that was one angle, but there are. Just type in Robert Fosterman quads.
There we go. I'm not typing in Robert Fosterman quads. I've got his Robert. That is him. Robert Fosterman.
Yeah.
But you want his it's like actual.
Yeah, like, you got to really appreciate it, you know.
Robert Fosterman. Oh my good God, that's a bit. That looks like just two boulders, doesn't it?
Yeah.
His like quads are like. I'm just not really sure how to feel about this because like
they don't look quite right, do they?
His like legs look angry. How's it possible for a leg to look angry?
Yeah.
Okay. Certainly his legs are going on it.
Yeah.
Whose arms do you want?
His quads. So we've got Mike Tyson's
neck,
kebab meat neck.
Yeah.
Elephant's
leg.
Neck. We've got Eddie Hall's
gut.
Eddie Hall's peak of
of gut. Yeah. His gut that can drink a gallon of fat, as we spoke about last week.
20 Lucozades.
20 Lucozades.
Brock Lesnar's traps.
Yeah. His legs, Brock Lesnar's legs.
Michael Phelps' lats.
His lats. Whose arms do we want?
Whose arms? Who's got big
arms? Actually,
no,
I know. There's a guy who is the best arm wrestler in the world, and you should see the size of his fucking arms. Arm wrestler.
Have you seen that guy he's one of the best, and he's got like a massive left arm?
I think that might be him.
and a very, very average-sized right arm. He looks like that.
That's the guy.
Yeah. He looks like...
he's got one giant arm, and he's got one little spindly little arm.
He's
like a crab,
It's his forearm on that side. He's like that Rick and Morty episode where he gets the arm.
Where Morty gets that one massive Hulk arm.
Yeah. Oh, have you heard there's actually this guy as well? He's called like Denis Chelenkov.
Right.
And he's just a big... Denis Chelenkov, I'll try and search for him, because he is just a big guy. Like, he's all round just gigantic. He does like really high level arm wrestling, but he's just like he's got one of these guys who've got like a massive head and just like a massive hands.
How would a massive head help in arm wrestling? It wouldn't, would it?
Let's have 1 second. Put this down.
That's okay. I'll edit it out. Jesus.
Training, but like type in hands as well. Go back and type in hands.
Go back and type it. All right. Okay. Yeah. So he's a very big boy.
But if you see him like in videos and stuff, he is like unusually big, like just all over.
Oh, his hands are like sausages. That's like his hand compares to a normal person's.
Yeah,
hand.
His fingers.
Okay. So it's his arms and hands.
Yeah.
Whose face? Whose face do we want?
What are you looking for in a face?
Boris Johnson's face.
No,
just because it'd be funny. just that like silly floppy hair on this absolute Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Of just. It's just.
Yeah. It's just like.
Oh my God! I'm just picturing this person we've created.
That would be horrible.
And it'd just be like, it's alive, and a bolt of lightning would hit it. It'll be like.
Like go like 1,000 years into the future when human evolution is just like
Let's just take
it's created the perfect man.
Every person just looks like that. Just walking around like 7 feet tall, with just these giant lats, and they can't even fit through doors.
Colossal hands. Like,
it's like these horrifically thick legs. That's amazing. Right, I think we're going to leave it there because we've ran out of time. So, if you want more Sweet Connection in your life, you can find us on Podbean and iTunes and YouTube and Spotify, where you can give us a rating or a comment or a subscribe. If you want to get in touch with us, you can also email us at thesweetconnection@outlook.com. A massive thank you to CIPP for our theme tunes. Thank you for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.